Hello, welcome to Poetry Changes Lives, my little book of poetry and history and a thought for the day. As I keep reminding you, it's a good book to dip in and out of or to give someone as a present. Well, on this day in 1948, it was rather sad, Zelda Fitzgerald died in a fire at a mental hospital. Poor Zelda. She was, of course, the other half of Scott Fitzgerald, the brilliant American novelist of the first half of the 20th century. They were seen as a golden couple when they got together and married. He was wildly successful. She was a society girl, the daughter of rich parents from the American South. And she wasn't without talent herself. She wrote one novel, which Scott actually plagiarized part of. He was a bit of a rascal, particularly when he was drinking. Well, unfortunately, they were both laid low by drink and drugs, and Zelda had a certain amount of mental illness as well. From being a golden couple, they then became sort of gossiped about, and eventually they were seen as just an embarrassment. They would come to parties and ruin them with their dreadful sort of drunken behaviour. Very sad, really. It was a stormy relationship for them both, and Scott's alcoholism, as well as Zelda's mental instability, caused huge problems. When Scott died in 1940 in Hollywood, aged 44, they hadn't met for over 1 year. It was a very sad end to what had been a marriage of such promise. Poor Zelda was buried next to Scott when she died in 48. On the headstone are these ending lines from The Great Gatsby, which have real meaning. The Great Gatsby, of course, was Scott's, probably his best novel. Here's the line: "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." Very sad. Well, Scott also wrote a few poems, and this poem I'm going to read I think is quite good in a way. It's not as good as his novels, but it's a sad poem. I think he's talking about his relationship with Zelda, which comes to mind when he's seeing a play for the second time. This poem's called "On a Play Twice Seen." Here in the figured dark I watch once more. There with the curtain rolls a year away. A year of years. There was an idle day of ours when happy endings didn't bore our unfermented souls, and rocks held awe. Your little face beside me, wild-eyed, gay, smiled its own repertoire, while the poor play reached me as a faint ripple reaches shore. Yawning and wandering, and evening through, I watch alone, and chatterings, of course, spoil the one scene which somehow did have charms. You wept a bit, and I grew sad for you, right there, where Mr. X defends divorce, and what's-her-name falls fainting in his arms. There's so much sort of subplot and innuendo, and what Scott was really thinking when he wrote that, his regrets about his marriage and poor Zelda, no doubt. Very sad, really. Well, we should just be grateful, really, for the good things that they produced and for their lives and the way it enhanced our lives, I think. Today I will try to set realistic goals for myself, and I will remember that perfectionism can be an excuse for simply doing nothing. Thank you for listening.